Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Literary Love 123, where I use my master's in English and my passion for the horror genre to talk about the books that I read. Today's video is a vlog. It is the first vlog for the Halloween readathon, watchathon, activity-thon. And in this vlog, you will see me read, first of all, a book that wasn't on my Halloween-a-thon TBR, but I didn't quite finish it before I got ready to start. So, hey, it is what it is. And this is The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham. And it does fit in with spooky season. I'm sure it hits at least one of the hundreds of prompts that you could choose for this readathon. But this book is about Midwich, which is a small village, and everyone mysteriously falls asleep and doesn't wake up for like an entire night, maybe even into the next day. And whenever they do wake up again, all of the women in the village are somehow mysteriously pregnant. So you'll find out more about it throughout the vlog while I'm reading it and I talk about it. The second book that I read fulfills one of the prompts that I chose for my bingo board. And that prompt is Ghastly Grinner. Read a spooky comic book or graphic novel. So for this one, I chose Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, which follows a couple of friends. They're like in their last time together before they're going to graduate and move on. So you'll find out again more about this book throughout the vlog as I'm reading it. In this vlog, you will also see me making a cocktail to celebrate fall. This is another one of the prompts that I fulfilled on the game board. And that prompt was called Bubble, Bubble, Toil, and Trouble. And this is to enjoy a fall themed cocktail, mocktail, or beverage. So you will see me making one of those. You get to see me doing some other Halloween activities like Halloween shopping, making some pumpkin pancakes, all that kind of stuff. So now that the intro is over, I'm just going to switch you right over into the vlog. Enjoy. Hello, it is day 2 of Halloween-a-thon. Yesterday we kicked off the fun-filled, spooktacular event of the season that goes from September 22nd all the way through October 31st. I did not do a check-in yesterday, but I will show you some footage of what I did do yesterday. I made a cranberry mimosa to celebrate fall. I can't remember what else I might have put on there. I know Saturday we had like a pre-gaming event where we did a Discord watch of Children of the Corn by Stephen King and adapted into film, starring Linda Hamilton and that grumpy ass dude. So I will link a little bit of footage of that. I just got out of my therapy appointment and I have some homework, 99 journal prompts for depression and anxiety. So yay. No, therapy is a good thing and I'm thankful for my therapist. So right now I am about to go see what I can get up to Halloween wise at some of the best places around here to go, and I will check back in with you when I have something else to talk about. See you next time. All right, so the first stop is going to be Target. So I'm going to go see what they have for Halloween, and I'll show you what I find. All right, car check-in again. I just left Target. I'm going to show you what I got in just a minute. I am now parked outside Books A Million and Michael's. Lucky me, not so lucky my bank account. They are side by side. Excuse me while I cough myself to death. I haven't talked about the book I'm reading right now because it is not on my Halloween-A-Thon TBR, but it could fit the spooky season. I'm not sure if I really want to talk about it in this vlog or not, but I will tell you what it is. It is The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham, and all I know about it, I just started, but I know that there is this village, this small village, Midwich, and one night all of the residents go into a deep sleep, and whenever they wake up again, all of the women are somehow mysteriously pregnant. I heard about this book on the Books in the Freezer podcast. I'm pretty sure it was the episode that was on recently where Stephanie talked to Emily C. Hughes about her latest book. Shoot, what was that book? I gave it to my best friend who's a scaredy cat. Horror for Weenies, everything you need to know about the movies you're too scared to watch. I think she was the one who talked about it, or it might have been another guest, but I will let you know by either telling you in the next check-in and also linking it down in the description box below if you want to go listen to that podcast. Anyway, that's too much information that you probably don't care about. Oop, let me try to switch around here and get my Target stuff. So as you can see, there were a whole lot. I don't know if I'm going to put the footage before or after this, but Target does have a lot of Halloween stuff out. But I used self-restraint, and I only got this Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface cleaner. I already have the acorn spice scent, so this time I got fall leaves. And then I could not resist these cute little slipper socks. I don't know when I'm going to get to wear them because the high today is going to be like 92 degrees, so we need some fall down here in South Alabama. But when it's cold enough, you'll see these on my feet. So I'm going to head into Michael's and Books A Million and give you some footage there and check in with you again in a little while. Bye. Alright, so I just went into Michael's and Books A Million and showed you some of the things in both. And there were definitely things I wanted in both Michael's and Books A Million, but I exercised a huge amount of self-restraint and didn't get anything. So now I'm going to go head to Mellow Mushroom for lunch. I will show you some clips of my food and talk to you next time. Bye.
Go through each E individually and talk about ways to set that up in your classroom.
So the engage is where you take a moment.
Hello, it's Wednesday, September 25th. It is day 4 of Halloween-A-Thon. I did not check in yesterday. I did show you some clips of me making my coffee, and then I had to attend some online teacher training sessions, so I showed you a clip of that. But those meetings kept me pretty busy yesterday. Okay, so let me talk a bit about The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham. I decided to talk about this in this vlog because obviously, I mean, it's what I'm reading right now, but I would have wanted to talk in depth about this book anyway. So this book was published in 1957, and I've already told you the premise about this strange event that occurred where all of the people in Midwich fell into this deep sleep. And when they came out of that sleep, all of the women in the village were somehow mysteriously pregnant. There was also like this silver orb that had been present. And then the next thing you know, it was gone. So you get a lot of commentary here, speculation about what could have caused that deep sleep. You get a lot of thoughts put out there, like questions of radiation and possible nuclear attack of some sort, which would definitely make sense when you think about a book being published in 1957, during the post World War II and the Cold War era, the very real threat and fear about nuclear warfare. And there's also a great deal of social commentary about women's autonomy and women's rights to decide whether or not they want to have children, and trigger warnings for a few things in that area in this book. But I want to talk about just a few of the things that I have tabbed so far. I'm going to go into the commentary first about women's rights and bodily autonomy. So, one of the things that one of the men says in this book after this has happened to the women, where they all wake up and find out they're pregnant, young, old, married, unmarried, widowed. So, it's obviously something that's frightening. And one of the men says, had I any reason to suspect that I might be carrying some unexpected form of life, I should probably go quite mad. Most women wouldn't, of course. They are mentally tougher. So there's that. And then another aspect is one of the things that kind of felt very relevant to what you may hear some women say today. One woman says, I'm going to have a baby. I am very, very glad and happy about it. It is natural for women to want babies and to be happy when they know they are coming. And that's not always true. That's a misconception, right? That some in society hold this idea that all women want to be mothers and that all women should be happy if they find out that they're pregnant. So that was an interesting commentary there too. And another aspect is one woman is speaking with others, talking to them about how they're going to support and help each other. And she takes a different take than, unfortunately, what we see a lot of society take today. And she's talking about there's no blame on any of these women for getting pregnant this mysterious way. And there shouldn't be blame on a woman anyway, but that's a different conversation that I could go off on. But I just want to focus on what she says. There must be no differentiation between us, except, she paused and then repeated, except that those who have not a husband to help them will have more need of our sympathy and care. I really appreciated that. The idea that instead of, as some do, look down on single women who find themselves pregnant, the idea here is that they may need more help and support, not judgment. Another passage that I appreciated is one of the women talking about, again, how they are expecting these children and they come to realize that they really don't know what these children are because they fell asleep and they woke up all pregnant. So one of the women says to know there's something growing there and to not be sure how or what it's so, so abasing, Gordon. It makes me feel like an animal. And I think that's very relevant too, especially in light of current events, probably around the world. But what I'm most familiar with is the United States because that is where I live. So this idea of treating women as mere vessels and not as human beings. And then one other interesting thing that I wanted to mention is when there are two men who are trying to figure out what has happened to the women, and one of them says, "It is possible, is it not, in some of the lower forms at any rate, to induce parthenogenesis." Well, I didn't know what parthenogenesis was, so I had to look that up. So, parthenogenesis is a natural form of asexual reproduction in which growth and development of an embryo occur directly from an egg without any kind of fertilization. So, they quickly decide that that probably isn't the case. And they decide it's more than likely xenogenesis. And they did define the definition of define the definition. They did define the word xenogenesis in their conversation. He said the possibility of implantation, which could result in what someone, Huxley, I fancy, has called xenogenesis. That is, production of a form that could be unlike that of the parent, or should one perhaps say, host. So when I saw that word xenogenesis and I saw the definition, I could not help but think of Alien and xenomorphs, right? Who impregnate people, men in the first one, the chest burster scene. So I was kind of thinking about parallels between women's experiences and the way that the first Alien movie kind of swapped that and put men in these vulnerable positions. So just kind of putting a lot of things together with this book, and I'm enjoying it so far. That's all I have to say for now, which I feel like is quite a bit. But I will check back in with you later. Hello, it's Saturday morning, September 28th. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I haven't checked in a couple of days. It's been really busy. I was teaching classes Thursday. And then yesterday, my husband and I went to do some Halloween shopping and stuff. We went into Spirit, which was our first visit to Spirit this season. And we didn't buy anything in Spirit, but I'll show you some footage after this of, some of the stuff that they had. We did, however, go to Target and Big Lots, and we bought some stuff there. So the first thing I want to show you is another pair of slipper socks. I've got the jack-o'-lanterns on my feet now, but yesterday at Target, I also got the purple ones with bats, which I love because purple is my favorite color. And I also got the little ghosty slipper socks. Also at Target, I got 19 Crimes Frankenstein wine. It's Cabernet Sauvignon. I had some last night. It's very good. Next time I go, I want to get the Bride of Frankenstein, and then that way I can keep these bottles and decorate with them. So I forgot to mention, we also went to Dollar Tree where we got these skeleton arms. And at Big Lots, we got this red rope light. We're going to use these bones and that light in a palette to make a spooky palette decoration for Halloween night. We always have a fire pit in our front yard, and we pass out candy to the neighborhood children. It's really awesome because we live in a neighborhood where we get a lot of trick-or-treaters, and our house is known for giving out good candy and having a lot of extra spooky decor and other things for Halloween. We play on the speaker like Halloween music. It's just a fun time and I cannot wait. But I'll pop up a picture of the palette, like the idea that we want to recreate. So now let me talk about books. I have made it to part 2 of the Midwich Cuckoos, and part 2 starts on page 125, and I've got 213 pages total in here, so I'm going to finish this book today. I'm still enjoying it, even though it was written in 1957. It doesn't really, feel difficult to read. Some older books or classics can be a little bit difficult. This one I feel could be a quick read, except I keep taking so many notes. A lot of the notes I can't really talk about because it would be giving stuff away. But one of the things that I noticed is the way that this Midwich village, who has undergone this mysterious event where all of the women suddenly get pregnant at the same time. Initially, they were very protective of each other. And I wouldn't say that they're not that much protective anymore, but you start to have some other reactions arising, like some people turn to religious zealotry. The other people, some of them bring in this folkloric ideas and talk about changelings, and I can't really say much else about it now, but I'm excited to get to the conclusion and see what's going to happen. It's just rich for a lot of commentary and discussion. The other book that I'm reading for this vlog is Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. I'm hoping to start this today because I'm really hoping to finish the Midwich Cuckoos so I can start Pumpkin Heads. But we shall see. I will have to finish it tomorrow because I normally put my vlogs up on Saturday. Today's Saturday, so my vlog's going to be a day late. It's going to be going up on Sunday. So other than that, that's really all I have to say in this check-in, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Hello. So it is Sunday morning, September 29th, and it is probably going to be loud because my husband and daughter are in that room right behind me. And sometimes they get a little bit loud, but I wanted to come on while I was putting on makeup and wrap up this vlog. So yesterday I was able to finish The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham. I gave it 4 stars. So I do want to talk some about it, but without spoiling it. So obviously, these women, as I've mentioned, all of them get pregnant at the same time. And when the children are born, the children's eyes, you can see right here, they have these golden colored eyes. Their skin is described as a little bit odd too. You can kind of see it here. But the children seem to be maturing at a quick rate. For example, when they make it to like 9 years old, they seem more like 16 and sometimes more adult like. There is this hive mind or group think that takes place with the children. Certain questions arise about safety, and there is commentary on what constitutes a person, what makes someone worthy of compassion? What do you do about a threat? I'm being so vague because there is just so much that I don't want to spoil here. You can definitely tell that this book was written post World War II, Cold War era. There is commentary on Russia or the Soviet Union and questions about what do you do about someone you feel is a threat, someone who is a threat, what is proactive and self-defense, what is murder. There is just so much to unpack here. I need somebody to read this book so we can talk about it, but I do recommend it. And let me just go on and talk about the other book that I read, which is totally different, completely lighthearted, which I felt like I needed after reading um the Midwich Cuckoos. So, Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. This is a super cute story about these friends. They are seniors. It is their last year together at home and working at the pumpkin patch. And they usually work in the succotash hut, but they are going to work in one of the different places because Josiah has been crushing on this girl for like 4 years and he's never had the courage to talk to her. So Deja is trying to get him to work up his courage so he doesn't miss out on this last opportunity to talk to this girl of his dreams. So they are on this like escapade and this wild hunt trying to get him to where he can be in the same space as this girl who he is, in love with. And they have all kinds of misadventures along the way, but it's a very heartwarming story of friendship. It is just so cute too because you have this little map of the you got the pumpkin patch, you got the corn maze, you got the s'mores pit. They have all these cute little names for the different places. And I just have to share one line that just made me laugh. So Deja is trying to convince Josiah that the most important thing this night is for him to go meet this girl of his dreams. And he's like, "What about the succotash?" And Deja says, "For God's sakes, Josie, true love trumps the lima beans." So this is just really, really cute. And I had a great time with it. So, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I would love to know what you're reading this month. What are you planning to read in October? Are you participating in Halloween-A-Thon? Thank you again for watching. I would appreciate it if you would like this video, hit subscribe, hit that bell so we can talk about books. And if you feel led to do so, please read The Midwich Cuckoos and then let me know because I need to talk about it with somebody. Bye. See you in the next Halloween-A-Thon vlog.